to slowly build back up for an Andy Reid training camp that you only know, but obviously a lot of these new guys will be aware of for the first time?
Well, I'll say this first. Everybody attacks it differently. You know, that's kind of where you have to build your own professional approach to this thing. Everybody gets that free time off, and you know, you got to do something. You just have to do something productive with that time. And you got to find a way to keep getting better, even though you're not in the building, and working on routes and stuff with the entire team. But it's over the course of my career, I've just found the groove of, you know, when to get ready. I take camp very seriously. I take preseason very seriously. I get a lot of my work done during that time, and you know, the free time that I get, I like to put my feet up, go see some family, all while staying in shape and getting geared up for training camp.
What's the biggest, I guess, memory that jumps out to you when you were a rookie, that first couple days at training camp, given it was Andy's first as a head coach?
Really, that first training camp, you don't realize how many people are going to be out there. It felt like it was a game, you know. It was the excitement of, you know, people watching practice and stuff. I'm not used to that coming out of University of Cincinnati. Our training camp was in, you know, higher ground in the middle of Indiana. So we didn't really have anybody at practice. It was kind of the dog days and just the fellas that were on the team. And then sure enough, I come to KC and it's a packed house. Everybody out there, St. Joe's, screaming, yelling, getting fired up during stretch. I'm just like, man, this is it's a little different. You don't got to, you know, you're not as much in your head about the dog days of 2 days and stuff like we had in college. Well, I guess we don't do 2 days anymore. It's all City of Fountains out here.
Travis, one of the things like on the podcast that you guys are doing, you know, there weren't podcasts when you were, maybe there were, but you probably wouldn't have been trusted to do a podcast in your first 5 years of the league.
It's fair enough.
And now you are. Can you tell us, I don't think I've heard you talk about how that came about. Did you ask the team permission? Were they like, all right, Travis, we trust you to do this now?
It was kind of like when I got drafted. It was just like, oh, all right, who are you doing it with? He was like, I'm doing it with Jason. Like, oh, okay, whatever. You can do it then. So that was basically the premise of it right there.
So it's only Jason? He has to trust you too, though, right?
I mean, on 3rd and 10, I think I built the trust enough, but yeah, we're still working on everything else.
Blair. I don't think we've talked
work in progress
since the SNL appearance, but I'm just wondering, what did you appreciate about the way they go about their business?
It was a machine, man. It was a very strategic, structured machine, and then there was a lot of fun in terms of the creativity. You know, the structure is there so that everybody that is creative can kind of have like parameters. And on top of that, everybody works great together there. You know, all the writers, the production, everyone, it's like a team effort. So in terms of like drawing up plays and going out there and performing, you know, the plays on the field and the creativity that's kind of built into it all, there's some similarities, I will say this, but there's nothing like being in front of the world with a mic in your hand.
A feet and then McKenzie.
Yeah, so I would say the crowd is definitely what stands out the most.
Is there a moment you had that first season where it's like, oh, this is like welcome to the NFL moment with Coach?
With Coach, I slowly realized how Coach wanted things to get going. Like I think he even said it on my on the podcast or the show that I got with my brother, Neil Heights. He was saying, you know, the first 5 years were a challenge, which is fun to look back at, you know, the first 5 years. And I've actually watched a lot of that tape, and I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, I get it. I get where he's coming from. You find that professional approach, and you find that, you know, that groove, and I think Coach Reid does it the best of, you know, channeling everybody to that discipline aspect. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to get a bunch of, you know, grown men to stay disciplined on stuff like, you know. So it's just, I think the welcome to the league moment with Coach Reid was just that eyebrow he gives you, man. That thing, he just looks at you like, all right, I better pick it up. Yeah. Better stop screwing around in
When was the
here.
last time you got one of those eyebrows from?
When I pitched the ball against Cincinnati.
How much does that keep you young?
Keep me young, man. I'll tell you what. It is fun, man. Seeing Jody Fortson fly around, seeing Noah fly around. You know, Matt Bushman coming in, making plays every single day. You know, that gets you excited about the group. So that alone kind of builds the motivation. That, you know what I mean, kind of builds the beast and gets you to want to fly around too and have some fun catching the ball and getting open, man. So without a doubt, man, I think it fuels me. But you know, I think this entire team fuels each other. We don't got a lot of drains out here, baby. It's all city.
Reports surfaced claiming Travis Kelce and Taylor. Swift allegedly placed an extraordinarily high offer. on a Rhode Island beachfront property that another engaged pair had already secured for their wedding celebration, causing immediate backlash across social media and local communities. Marcus Wright and Collie Haynes spent nearly 12 months planning their special day at a Mount Vernon-inspired estate complete with signed contracts, legal representation, and deposits already submitted when everything suddenly changed. After a mysterious bidding war emerged from nowhere, the property owner contacted the couple by telephone explaining that someone identified only by initials TK and TS submitted a revised contract offering significantly more money than the original mid-six-figure rental agreement, forcing Wright and Haynes into an impossible position of either matching the inflated price or surrendering their dream location. Local residents began sharing stories about how the new buyers weren't simply purchasing a venue, but rather acquiring an entire narrative for what would become one of the most talked about celebrity ceremonies in recent memory. Swift owns another mansion in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, that many assumed would host the nuptials, but sources close to the situation revealed the couple toured multiple properties throughout the region, searching for something offering even greater privacy and exclusivity than her existing estate, which has hosted numerous high-profile gatherings over the years. The seller's broker reportedly expressed surprise at receiving such aggressive counteroffers after contracts were already finalized, stating, "You usually don't see this when you're already under contract," which added credibility to speculation about Kelce and Swift's direct involvement. Despite neither celebrity publicly addressing the controversy, Haynes confided to close friends that they felt completely blindsided by the situation, explaining it was supposed to be their venue until someone with substantially deeper pockets decided to make a phone call and everything fell apart within days. The property quickly updated its availability calendar to show reserved private status, immediately following the original couple's decision to decline, matching the inflated bid, essentially confirming new ownership had taken control. Subscribe for more updates on this developing story. Neighbors throughout the coastal community expressed mixed reactions, with some celebrating the economic boost celebrity weddings typically provide, while others voiced frustration that ordinary people's plans were being disrupted by fame and fortune, creating unfair power dynamics. One anonymous local resident stated, "It's wonderful they found love together, but that doesn't mean everyone else's carefully laid plans should get canceled just because famous people want the same location." Kelce continues preparing for another playoff season with the Kansas City Chiefs, while Swift finalizes details for her upcoming international concert tour, adding pressure to secure the perfect venue quickly before their impossibly busy schedules make wedding planning even more complicated. The Mount Vernon-style property features private beach access, stunning ocean views, and architectural details that perfectly match the aesthetic both celebrities have been cultivating throughout their very public relationship, which began during football season and quickly became one of the most documented romances in entertainment. Wright and Haynes had envisioned exchanging vows at sunset on the private beach with approximately 150 guests, including family members who traveled from overseas, specifically for the ceremony that took months of coordination to arrange. The couple's attorney reviewed all documentation confirming their contract was legally binding and properly executed, making the situation even more frustrating when the property owner chose profit over prior commitments. Real estate experts familiar with luxury venue rentals explained that while technically legal, such last-minute contract revisions rarely occur in practice because reputation matters tremendously in high-end markets, where word of mouth drives future business. The unnamed estate owner apparently decided that hosting a celebrity wedding would generate enough publicity and future bookings to offset any negative perception from breaking an existing agreement with regular clients. Swift's Watch Hill mansion previously hosted her famous 4th of July parties attended by countless celebrities and extensively photographed for magazines and social media, creating the exact type of buzz that makes properties desirable for future high-profile events.